Proverbs chapter 4, the path of wisdom and the way of life. Proverbs chapter 4 emphasizes the value of wisdom, the importance of moral discipline, and the necessity of personal responsibility in one's life journey. Spoken from the perspective of a father instructing his child, the chapter blends personal recollection, spiritual guidance, and moral exhortation, creating a compelling case for why wisdom should be pursued above all else. It offers not just philosophical insights, but practical direction for living a meaningful and upright life. The passage opens with a direct appeal for attentiveness. Hear, my children, the instruction of a father. The speaker urges his listeners to not only listen, but to internalize what is being taught. He frames his instruction as part of a legacy, recalling that he too was once a son taught by his father, likely referencing King David teaching Solomon. This generational continuity emphasizes that wisdom is not just a personal asset but a family inheritance, something precious passed from one generation to the next. The exhortation to get wisdom, get understanding is repeated and emphatic, showing that wisdom is not something passively acquired but something to be actively pursued. It is described as the principal thing, a foundational element of life that must be sought above all other pursuits. Wisdom is personified as a woman, worthy of love, loyalty, and honor. When embraced, she brings promotion, honor, and beauty, symbolized through poetic imagery like an ornament of grace and a crown of glory. These metaphors communicate that wisdom not only guides, but elevates a person's life, granting them dignity and inner richness. The chapter continues by asserting that wisdom leads to life and safety. Those who walk in the way of wisdom will not stumble, their steps will be secure. This metaphor of walking and running without hindrance reflects the confidence and clarity that come from living a morally sound life. The speaker urges the listener to hold tightly to instruction, describing it as life itself. Instruction is not a burden or limitation, but a safeguard and source of vitality. In stark contrast to the path of wisdom is the way of the wicked, which the father warns against in the strongest terms. He commands his son to avoid it entirely, to not even set foot on it. The description of the wicked is troubling. They are so committed to evil that they cannot sleep until they have harmed someone. They feed on wickedness and violence as if it were their daily bread and wine. This dramatic depiction emphasizes that evil is not neutral or passive, it is active, addictive, and destructive. To flirt with it is to risk being consumed by it. The imagery shifts again as the text compares the path of the righteous to the shining sun, which grows ever brighter until it reaches its full strength. This is a beautiful metaphor for moral and spiritual growth, a life that becomes increasingly illuminated as one walks with wisdom. By contrast, the way of the wicked is cloaked in darkness, where stumbling is inevitable because there is no light to see the dangers ahead. The contrast between light and darkness underscores the difference between understanding and ignorance, between moral clarity and confusion. The final section of the chapter returns to a more intimate and practical tone. The father urges his son to pay close attention to his words and to internalize them deeply. Wisdom, once again, is described as life-giving and even healing. Perhaps the most well-known verse in the chapter is found here: "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life." This proverb underscores a central biblical idea, that our inner life determines our outer conduct. To guard one's heart is to take full responsibility for one's thoughts, desires, and values, because these ultimately shape behavior and destiny. The chapter closes with a series of imperative statements, urging the reader to put away corrupt speech, to fix their gaze straight ahead, and to carefully consider each step they take. The message is one of intentionality and moral clarity. Stay focused, stay upright, and avoid detours into evil. The repetition of directional language, look straight ahead, don't turn to the right or left, remove your foot from evil, highlights the importance of consistency and purpose in the pursuit of a wise and godly life. In essence, Proverbs chapter 4 is a rich and passionate appeal to pursue wisdom wholeheartedly. It teaches that wisdom is not merely intellectual knowledge but a way of life that brings honor, protection, clarity, and ultimately, life itself. By contrasting the path of the righteous and the wicked, and by urging personal vigilance, The chapter calls each reader to make a deliberate choice, to walk in wisdom and life, or to drift into darkness and fall.
Proverbs chapter 4. Hear, my children, the instruction of a father, and give attention to know understanding. For I give you good doctrine. Do not forsake my law. When I was my father's son, tender and the only one in the sight of my mother, he also taught me and said to me, Let your heart retain my words. Keep my commands and live. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget nor turn away from the words of my mouth. Do not forsake her, and she will preserve you. Love her, and she will keep you. Wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore get wisdom, and in all your getting get understanding. Exalt her, and she will promote you. She will bring you honor when you embrace her. She will place on your head an ornament of grace. A crown of glory she will deliver to you. Hear, my son, and receive my sayings, and the years of your life will be many. I have taught you in the way of wisdom. I have led you in right paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hindered, and when you run, you will not stumble. Take firm hold of instruction, do not let go. Keep her, for she is your life. Do not enter the path of the wicked, and do not walk in the way of evil. Avoid it, do not travel on it. Turn away from it and pass on, for they do not sleep unless they have done evil, and their sleep is taken away unless they make someone fall. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. But the path of the just is like the shining sun, that shines ever brighter unto the perfect day. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know what makes them stumble. My son, give attention to my words. Incline your ear to my sayings. Do not let them depart from your eyes. Keep them in the midst of your heart, for they are life to those who find them, and health to all their flesh. Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it spring the issues of life. Put away from you a deceitful mouth, and put perverse lips far from you. Let your eyes look straight ahead, and your eyelids look right before you. Ponder the path of your feet, and let all your ways be established. Do not turn to the right or the left. Remove your foot from evil.